If anyone thought Meghan Markle's Hollywood comeback era was finally finding its rhythm, oh honey, sit down, grab a drink, maybe even grab a seatbelt. Because what happened at Kris Jenner's birthday party wasn't shade, it was a temperature drop so icy the Beverly Hills breeze didn't stand a chance. And the woman who delivered this frosty moment? None other than Adele, yes. Adele, the British queen of heartbreak songs and absolutely zero tolerance for nonsense, and she didn't whisper it. She didn't soften it. She didn't hide it behind polite Hollywood smiles. She delivered it casually, effortlessly, like dismissing Meghan Markle was just another line in her daily to-do list. Picture this scene. Jeff Bezos' $165 million mansion glowing so bright it could light up half of Los Angeles. The kind of mansion where the floors are probably made of the tears of billionaires and the air smells like generational wealth. A-listers swarming in, looking like award show royalty. Then suddenly, here she comes. Meghan Markle, floating through the entrance like she's starring in a James Bond opening scene. Hair, perfect. Dress hugging her like a PR endorsement. Smile wide enough to power. At the Hollywood sign. She truly believed this was her night. The night Hollywood finally said, "Welcome back, sweetheart, we missed you." But apparently Hollywood RSVP'd to a very different narrative. Because across the sparkling room stood Adele, drink in hand, confidence glowing, surrounded by power players and allegedly refusing to acknowledge Meghan's existence. Not a smile, not a nod, not even that polite half wave you give someone you can't stand but can't openly ignore. Nothing. Just pure, intentional non-engagement. And here's the real twist. This wasn't even the first time. Adele has reportedly snubbed Meghan before, but this time, it unfolded publicly, in front of the biggest celebrities on earth, and people noticed instantly. The whispers started before Meghan even made it past the bar, and trust me, this was only the beginning. When Meghan and Harry walked into that party, they didn't walk into an evening of celebration. They walked straight into a social minefield full of frosty stares, tight smiles, hidden agendas, and the kind of awkward tension that makes your stomach twist. And the moment they stepped out of the car, you could see the emotional divide between them clearer than ever. Meghan was glowing, radiating like she'd just been handed a Lifetime Achievement Award. Hair sleek, makeup glowing, smile practiced and sharp. She walked as if Kris Jenner herself had personally summoned her to this exclusive circle of Hollywood elite. Harry looked like he was being dragged into a dentist appointment. His posture stiff, his face tight, his hand barely holding Meghan's as she tugged him along. He looked like a man who had been thoroughly tricked into attending what he assumed would be a small gathering, only to discover it was the Celebrity Olympics. And the instant they entered those towering gates, something changed. Conversations dipped, heads turned, eyes paused. But not in the royalty is here way. No, in the, oh, they actually came? Way. A subtle, uncomfortable surprise. Because, let's be clear, this wasn't a casual party. This was Kris Jenner's 70th birthday, hosted at Jeff Bezos' mansion, a guest list built only for the powerful, the iconic, the influential, and the culturally relevant. And Meghan thought she fit perfectly into that category. But the vibe? Ice cold. Now, let's zoom in on two women who could shade someone simply by existing. Mariah Carey and Martha Stewart. These women do not need to try. Their very presence carries enough elegance and pressure to burn anyone unprepared. So, Mariah Carey had already delivered subtle shade weeks earlier. She had been asked if she'd met any royals recently. Did she mention Meghan? Absolutely not. She skipped her entirely and talked about Fergie. Fergie, who hasn't been a working royal in ages. That was Mariah's polite way of stamping Meghan's relevance with a giant question mark. So when Mariah and Meghan ended up in the same room, oh, the tension was sparkling. Mariah didn't force a smile, didn't wave, didn't offer even a fake friendly gesture. She glided around the party with her usual queen energy, acting like Meghan wasn't even a pixel in her peripheral vision. Then there's Martha Stewart, the queen of elegant shade. She doesn't do messy drama, she does quiet, refined, expensive criticism disguised as polite commentary. So when Martha said, "I hope Meghan knows what she's doing," everyone knew exactly what she meant. In Martha language, that translates to, she absolutely does not know what she's doing. While Martha mingled with billionaires and industry giants, Meghan circled the room looking for anyone who would give her meaningful conversation or validation. And she set her eyes on one woman she desperately hoped would be kind, Adele. Oh, poor Meghan. Meghan truly believed Adele might be her lifeline in that very room. After all, Adele is British, Adele knows the royal world, Adele once lived near Harry before her big Hollywood move, and deep down, Meghan probably thought, okay, this one should be safe. Except Adele has history with her, because the last time Meghan tried to get Adele's attention, she allegedly sent her a luxury gift basket filled with overpriced lemons and jars of her Archewell jam. What did Adele do? Returned it. No note, no emoji, no polite thank you. Just sent it back. That was Adele's way of saying no thank you. So now imagine Meghan walking into Kris Jenner's party, knowing this history, knowing her social footing is shaky, and still convincing herself that tonight might somehow be her redemption arc. Harry, meanwhile, was probably thinking Adele might be the only person there he could talk to without feeling deeply uncomfortable. He and Adele had been friendly years ago. She once joked about him being cute. There was an easy warmth once. But tonight, that warmth was gone. Witnesses swear that as Meghan and Harry began approaching Adele, she suddenly became extremely invested in her conversation with the person next to her. She turned her body away. Her eyes stayed locked in the opposite direction. Not even a flicker of accidental eye contact. Meghan slowed down, waiting, hoping maybe Adele would look up. She didn't. Harry hesitated, maybe thinking, surely she'll see me. Nope. Adele didn't even pretend. She didn't fake surprise. She didn't offer a polite nod. She simply kept talking, like the couple walking toward her had evaporated into thin air. That is British shade at Olympic gold medal level. Prince George was being groomed for leadership, responsibility, purpose. Harry was being photographed near billionaires' fountains, looking like he regretted every life choice that led him there. This wasn't judgment. This wasn't cruelty. This was simply the reality of two drastically different paths, one ascending, one drifting. As the night went on, Meghan continued working the room, smiling, posing, greeting, trying to latch onto meaningful conversations. Harry looked like he wanted to disappear behind the nearest indoor palm tree. And then the photos leaked. Oh, those photos. Harry's face, miserable. Meghan's face? Beaming like she was hosting a red carpet premiere. Their body language, completely misaligned. He was shrinking into himself. She was stretching herself toward Hollywood acceptance, and people noticed. The internet zoomed in, slowed down, cropped, dissected, analyzed. The comments sounded less like gossip and more like concern. Why does Harry look so sad? Why does she look thrilled while he looks trapped? Are they even on the same page anymore? What's going on behind the scenes? And then insiders dropped the real bomb. This night didn't just cause awkwardness, it exposed a growing crack behind the curtain. Conflicting goals, different expectations, a widening emotional gap. Harry craving quiet, Meghan craving spotlight. Hollywood noticed it too. And Hollywood never misses a shift in energy. By the time the clock hit midnight, the party was still sparkling, but the Sussex image was unraveling. Not publicly with a fight or a scandal, but quietly, emotionally, symbolically. Because here's the truth. No one in Meghan's circle seems to say out loud, Hollywood is bored, Netflix deals underperforming, Spotify cutting ties completely. Meghan's lifestyle brand delayed again. Harry's memoir backlash still trailing behind him, no major productions, no hit shows, no cultural momentum, celebrities distancing themselves socially. The invitations aren't hate, they're indifference. And in Hollywood, indifference is deadly. That night at Kris Jenner's mansion didn't just show where Meghan and Harry stand, it showed where they don't. They are not central players, not trending icons, not must-have guests. They're becoming spectators in an industry that has already moved on. And Adele's ice-cold snub? It wasn't the hurtful part. It was the symbolic part. It was the moment that whispered, you're not part of this story anymore, and you can't force your way back in.